has been shattered!
When I found out they were making a Christian horror movie with Nicolas Cage, reimagining the events of Joseph, Mary, and Jesus, I thought at the least it would be somewhat entertaining. Instead, it's a mental exercise in trying to figure out, who was this made for? The answer is me. I drove half an hour to the only theater I could find that was playing this movie because the target audience is the individual who needs to know what it is. It's not even about reviewing the damn thing. We had 2 other notable movies last week, one of which I haven't even gotten to yet. That's tomorrow. And while I like to say it's a good alternative to the mainstream shit, no. It's a baffling creation that has me wondering, why? Why would Nicolas Cage, who's been consistently making good movies, think this was a good idea? What was the mindset? And that's about right. A movie that takes Joseph, Mary, and Jesus, puts a horror twist on the narrative, basically unrecognizable. And if you're gonna do something like that, a fairly new idea, a Christian horror movie, go all out. Give us Cage losing his mind on more than 2 forced occasions, have demons and serpents doing some real damage, chaos of some kind. Instead, half the movie is dull as shit, the other half is random shit, and that leads me back to the same question, who is supposed to pay real money to see this? Is that a consideration when they put an idea together? A target audience? We saw this with the red one last Christmas, too stupid for adults, slightly too mature for kids. Even the Speed Racer movie from almost 2 decades back was made in the same peculiar vein, overly complex while too dumb to be mature, as in who was meant to physically enjoy it. And in this case, definitely not the Christian viewer, it's way off track there, unless you're really open-minded. There was that weird Bible series that came out that just made all kinds of things up. I guess God was in then. And so was diversity. If you hate Christians like Marilyn Manson does, kind of way, it's not really going to appease that mindset either. Cage's worst movie very well may be a remake of Left Behind, so that's probably not the intention. Kind of like a 2 for 2 with the Christian movies, and maybe not a good fit for Cage. So assuming you have no particular reason and you just think it's an idea that sounds cool, like I said, it doesn't come together. You think I'm rambling? Well, I want some kind of length on this video, and there isn't much to say. It's not like I'm trying to justify the trip out there with today's gas prices. I legitimately know I have viewers who are definitely planning on seeing this, and I have to explain why that's a bad idea.
Oh, bullshit! All of it!
Aside from being boring and painfully slow throughout more than half the runtime, a basic direction is all but non-existent. There is eventually a cool take shown on the healing aspect, so some creativity there. It's about all there is. Only then do things start happening. You've gone through more than half the movie, and the direction from that point on is just absurd, doesn't follow anything biblical, even their real names aren't used. Not that they need to be, but it's the equivalent of stuff happening with no rhyme or reason. It loosely connects, but if you don't know what it's meant to be, you'll probably miss it. So considering none of that's done right, is it at least fun in some way, given we still have Nicolas Cage? No. He makes up 2 reasons to lose it, because I guess that's mandatory. Spends the rest of the movie being a dick, highly unlikable. It's one of those roles. He usually does that pretty well, but in this case, he doesn't even look interested. Maybe it has to do with the bee attack that happened during production, which is ironic given it's Nicolas fucking Cage.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Open my eyes!
Especially if you look at it as a sign from God. But again, the director, Lotfy Nathan, said it wasn't the intention, so who the fuck knows? The point is, Cage does nothing for this movie. You could have cast anybody in the role, it would make no difference. And the rest of the cast are okay. They're there. I can't say anybody looks too enthused, and why would you be? When you have no direction, no reason to exist, it's probably a case of say the line with input expression. The only real positive would be locations, being filmed in Greece, or as I say, wasted. Kind of like my time, wasted, that's what it is, a waste. It could have at least been somewhat memorable. It's the equivalent of nothing, obviously nobody cared. It's clearly not gonna make any money like few movies do these days. So the question is not just who it was for, but also why it happened. The answer is somebody somewhere really wanted Cage to cosplay as an extremely unlikable Joseph. It's the only possibility.
All copies. Destroy them.
At least now you know, no matter who you are, to avoid this. You're welcome. Unless you already saw it, and if that's the case, let me know what you thought about the Carpenter's son down in the comments. For my efforts, please like the video, consider subscribing, share it if you can, and hit the bell to get notified. Recommendations are almost as useless as this movie. I'm the analyst, and remember kids, Joseph was a man who, in his time, had 2 tantrums. That's about it.